Human brain architecture. Human brain architecture. Human brain is considered as the most developed brain among all the organisms. So, human brain architecture. What we have seen in the human brain architecture is don't invest in bank, don't invest in land, don't invest in property. Invest in humanity. If you invest in humanity, then you are investing in human brain. At the end, why you invest? Investment you invest because you need amplification. If I invest X dollar or X rupees, then tomorrow I should get alpha into X. If I invest X dollar, then I get alpha into X. But problem is then alpha is the amplification factor. Alpha is constant. Alpha is constant. You go to any bank anywhere. The gain what you will get, gain amplification is constant. If you invest 1000 rupees, at the end of certain period, you will get 2000 rupees. Double. That is the maximum you will get. Okay, but if you invest 50,000 rupees, you will get 100,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, double. So amplification factor is alpha. Then if you are investing, if you are investing X amount and alpha is the amplification factor, the end of certain period you will get alpha X. If you invest X, you will get alpha X irrespective of the amount of X. That is the problem. And alpha is always the gain factor. So this is the normal investment. So in banking system, otherwise if you are purchasing land, then alpha will be different. Means sometime alpha may go up, the amplification, sometime it may come down. Sometime you will not get anything. Sometime you will be in loss also. I'm not saying don't do this, but this is not considered as the best investment. But why human brain is different? Human brain is also known for amplification. So if human brain in energy fundamental in the sense that you have X energy of the at the human brain, X. X is the energy level of the human brain. Then alpha is the gain factor. Alpha is a gain factor in a way that it will provide, like if doing this needs 100 joule of energy, but the gain of the brain at this moment is alpha, then I need 100 by alpha joule energy only, because brain has amplification and that much energy is reduced by alpha factor. That is the brain amplification that we saw. There are two things. Easy, right? Means if my heart is beating, this is not a, i'm not talking about I'm not talking about very simple point. People, they sometimes they see their heartbeat is low, their heart functioning is low. They are weak by the heart, because heart needs 50 joule of energy to pump 50 joule. Uh, I mean, don't go and see in the book. I'm taking example. So, for example, if needs 50 joule of energy to pump, now I'm eating food, and with food it is coming to blood, and 50 joule of energy it is not able to gain. Heart is not able to get. Then it is under energy condition. In that condition, heart would malfunction. So that is, there are many cases. If heart is dirty, if you have smoked and eaten wrong things, then if heart cells are dirty, means there then it will malfunction. Even though you are pushing lot of energy, eating lot, but heart is not able to get that much energy because its cellular structure is degenerated. Whatever the region which is pumping, that region is not getting 50 joule of energy, whatever is the case. Now scenario is that, but purification of the heart muscle is is the is easy in a sense, that easy in a way that if brain amplification is high, this amplification is everywhere. If you want to purify your heart cells, then brain amplification works there also. So if brain amplification factor is alpha, If brain amplification factor is 1, means brain is just healthy brain, not amplified brain. Okay, if that is the case, then if it takes 1 year to clean the heart cell, if brain amplification is alpha, then it will take 1 year by alpha time to purify the cell of the brain. So brain amplification is very big. Now, if it needs 50 joule of energy to pump the blood, if brain amplification is alpha, it will need only 50 joule by alpha to pump the blood. This is brain amplification. This is one thing. Second thing is brain amplification is dependent upon the energy brain is carrying. So when when brain energy is 1, consider 1, then there is no brain amplification. But if brain energy is 1.0001, means extra 0001 is coming, consider that 0001 is X amount. So at X amount, the brain amplification is alpha. Now there is another level. Now energy in the brain is growing. Now it comes to alpha x plus delta x, x plus delta x energy level. So x itself is 0.000001. Now there is one more alpha x added there. Consider now it is 0.00001 that is added. Now it is 0.0000011. This is the new energy level of the brain. Energy is very small. If that brain energy level is there, what is the multiplication factor? In bank, we saw multiplication factor is always alpha. You deposit 1000 rupees or 50,000 rupees. If it is doubling the amount in certain period, it will double one. So alpha is 2 1. But brain is not like that. If there is an energy level of x is there, at that moment the amplification factor is alpha. If energy level is x plus delta x, then energy level is not alpha. It is not alpha plus delta alpha. It may go much beyond that. So if it is x plus delta x, then gain is, if it is x, then alpha gain is alpha. If it is x plus delta x, then gain is, first of all, in normal scenario, gain will always be alpha. But if I say gain is also increasing, then it will be alpha into x plus delta x by x. No, it will, the gain will not grow the way the energy level is growing linearly. Gain will grow not exponentially. Gain will grow even high. So if someone is keep on, so if at moment energy level is x and another moment energy level is 2x, then the amplification is, first of all, it is not alpha, it will grow, but it is not 2 alpha. It may be 1000 alpha or 10,000 alpha. With double increment in energy level, the gain level will grow like anything. That's why it is said that invest in humanity. If you want amplification, right, trust in the God. So invest in humanity. Don't invest in bank and land and gold and diamond. Invest in human brain. Human brain amplification is very high. So if you go along, then amplification factor will keep on increasing. Okay, other places, bank, everywhere, amplification factor is same. First thing. So if amplification factor is same, if there is a stone inside your God's sake, no one should get like this. If there is a stone inside the kidney or somewhere, or there is an ulcer in the intestine, there is a wound in the intestine, there is some problem in the intestine, and if it is taking 1 year to heal, and then now amplification factor is 1000, then it will take few hours to heal. Can someone believe it? This proves that gaining a small energy extra in the brain is a big deal. Whatever you eat, how much you work, okay, it adds very insignificantly to the brain. But if it continuously, the power of anything is continuity. The power of any science is continuity. Okay, power of any science is not one day morning to evening you work and say what is my result, give me my money. That is not the actual science. The power of every science is continuity. So if you continue working towards the strengthening of the brain, then it will start rising the energy level. It will come to a level of one energy means you are hale and healthy. Beyond that, it will start storing the energy, but that is difficult because small increment in that energy will give you high boost in the body power. Everything, body power, speaking, you will have lot of control when you speak. You have lot of control when you hear. You have lot of control when you smell. You have lot of control when you see. Why people get a spectacle? Because since brain in a amplification is less, they try to do everything through the eye muscle only. So eye should be muscle should be powerful so that they get try to do computation here only, try to do computation here only. So brain is weak, so they try to put stress in the eye. For that you need a spectacle. I don't need any spectacle because I see less. Okay, I see less, I speak less. Here I am speaking more, otherwise I speak less. I breathe less, I smell less, I hear less. Okay, my heart is pumping, but I don't need that much power there. Much power comes from the brain only. This is amplification. This is one part. I am talking about amplification. Probably it may not be the my case, but that is the ideal example. Okay, next thing in amplification is every part of the brain, the amplification, the rise in amplification, what we are seeing with the rise in energy, de-amplification by de-energy at some energy level. De-amplification by de-energy will give algebraic equation in form of independent component energy one. So there, if we fill the energy level, then amplification factor would grow. That much is mathematics. But anyway, the different part of the brain, it is cerebellum, I believe. So cerebellum, or then occipital or parietal or frontal brain or temporal brain. Everywhere the gain factor, amplification factor, cerebellum, I mean, is different. So when we eat, the energy comes from the down of part of the uh, vertebra, and then it starts rising, and through backbone, then it reaches cerebellum, and then it is going to occipital, and then it is coming to parietal. Okay, negligible will come to the frontal. The actual energy, I'm not talking about the carbohydrate energy, whatever. That energy may be required to live life, but the actual energy we are talking that will be stored there. So that energy will maximum, it will come to sasrar, that is the parietal brain. Okay, or inside temple. So energy comes from the lower portion of the brain. If you work hard in a sense that I am working because I am living near the God, then parietal brain comes into the picture. Energy will start generated directly in the parietal brain. That's why working hard is more important to eating. Okay, if you are thinking that you are working because you like what God talks in the religious books, then that is more important than you eat a lot. That is true, because if you eat, then energy comes from the back side, then slowly it will travel, it will come to parietal brain. Whereas if you work hard, then directly attentivity comes in the parietal brain's that organ comes into velocity immediately, and it start generating in energy. Why I'm talking about? The goal is that energy should come in the frontal brain. If energy comes in the frontal brain, the amplification what this person shows is amazing. This person amplification is the rate of change in the amplification with the energy level that we see, that if energy level is growing, amplification is also growing. Rather than if you put in the bank, if money deposit is growing, amplification factor is same. 1,000 you will get 2,000, 50,000 you will get 1 lakh rupees. If you deposit 1 crore you will get 2 crore. Okay, I mean 1 billion you will get 2 billion, because amplification factor is 2 1. But in brain, if energy level is growing, and amplification factor is also growing, it's not constant. But If energy level is growing, amplification jumps. If energy level is going from here to here doubles, amplification factor jumps. But this jump is not same where everywhere in the brain. In the rear portion, okay, that is cerebellum, okay, those that portion the amplification factor is minimum, or temporal region. Amplification jump in the amplification factor grows. If we go here, the amplification jump in the amplification factor is beyond belief. That you also don't know, because no one knows. Okay, getting energy here is impossible, because it will open in many, means it is impossible. Getting energy, that energy level here is impossible. Here is also impossible. People get here only. That's why 1% of the brain or 2% of the brain only only people use as far as energy is concerned. I'm not saying these are silent. If these are silent, I'm hitting it, then I'm getting pain, right? Inside that also I'll get the pain. So the vital energy level that actually brain uses, that is only 1 or 2, means back side of the brain only people generally use. Their jump in the amplification factor is less. Here it is unknown. No one knows. Here also it is unknown. No one knows. Here only whatever we see. Okay, so we will see now. We'll talk in this amplification factor and our much awaited, that how these things are controlled. If I see the food habit, then how the three factors in the brain energy that we saw, one from food, one from ambience, and one from working. Three things come. How these are best when we are in environment of maize and millet food. Not food is important, the environment and those things it creates, maize and millet, that is far more superior than we have wheat and rice environment. Wheat and rice. Then we go with jaw, jowar, bajra, makka, maize, and then kodo and marwa. I will try to gather English name for this, because this India is an agricultural country and agriculture is pioneer here. So generally people understand these names also. So why maize and millet? Not only food, the agriculture environment and work culture and those things are superior, much more superior than what we get with the fertilizer environment of wheat and rice. So we will talk more on